Okay, we're recording. Check, check. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
We see you.
Great. Today we're continuing the lesson on the Socratic method that we started last week. Now, in class last week, we watched a video clip from the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Who remembers that video?
Oh, the clip from the movie. That was hilarious. The villagers were all shouting and trying to prove the woman was a witch, and they kept jumping to the wrong ideas, and it was funny because everything they said made less sense the more they talked.
Okay, yes, Poppy, it was funny, but we used the clip to learn about the Socratic method. What in the clip did we learn from?
Well, the Socratic method is all about the teacher asking well-structured questions so the students reach the conclusion by their own effort. In the clip, Bedivere kept asking questions, and he had to ask new questions whenever the crowd got it wrong or started heading down the wrong path.
Yeah, I think you summed it up nicely, Alan. Thank you. Today we're going to practice the Socratic method by doing an example ourselves as a class. I will take the part of Sir Bedivere, and I'll be asking the question. All yous will be taking the part of the crowd, and you're going to answer the questions. We'll be using the topic mentioned later in the scene of the movie, and we're going to explain how sheep's bladders can be used to prevent earthquakes.
Teacher, we have a question before we start. When you ask us something using the Socratic method, how are we supposed to know the right answer? We haven't studied earthquakes, and we definitely haven't studied sheep's bladders. So how would we know what to say? Are we supposed to guess, or is the point something different?
I think that's exactly the kind of the questions Socratic method is designed to explore. You're not expected to know the right answer ahead of time, but because there's not a script and there's not a hidden solution that I'm trying to make you guess. You simply give it the best answer you can with the understanding you have right now. Then I respond to your answer with the next question. Think back to the movie clip. The crowd often said things that weren't quite right, and Sir Bedivere didn't scold them or tell them the correct answer. He just adjusted the next question to fit whatever they said. That's the core of the Socratic method. The conversation moves based on your thinking. It's not a predetermined path. This is going to be a collaborative process, not a quiz. So I'll start. First question, what is an earthquake? Anyone? Okay, don't worry about being perfect. Just give the best answer you can with the understanding you have right now.
Well, when I think of earthquakes, I don't think about science stuff. It's just that thing where the world starts moving even though the room is staying in the same place. There is a weird smell, the windows rattle, and I start barking because I don't know what's happening. I usually run over to my human to make sure she's okay, and then I just kinda stand there shaking until it stops.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Good answer. So let me ask the next question. What causes earthquakes? How do earthquakes happen?
Earthquakes happen when fault lines slide against each other. The edges of the underground tectonic plates shift, and that movement is what creates the shaking we feel at the surface.
Okay, then why aren't earthquakes happening all the time? If the plates are always there and they're always moving, what stops earthquakes from happening continuously?
Well, I think it's because the plates don't slide smoothly. They get stuck. Or maybe it's better to say the edges catch on each other, so the movement doesn't happen all at once. It builds up for a while before anything actually shifts.
Exactly. So if fault lines do not slide smoothly, what is something that slides smoothly?
Fidget
Ball
spinner,
bearings,
Peel,
Pete
maglev
Rose.
train,
No.
suitcase,
skateboard,
Ice
No.
skates.
Hovercraft.
Curling
Hockey
A
stones.
team.
hovercraft full of eels.
A spherical
No.
ball on an infinite plane.
Turbolift
No.
doors.
Teflon.
Shopping cart.
Maria
Actuators.
Griffiths.
No.
Optical mouse sensor.
Astroglide.
Slide
Daleks.
rule.
Poppy.
Churches,
Slinky.
A
churches.
No,
steel
stop,
guitar.
Stop. Just stop. Noah, you didn't give any answer. Can you think of anything? Let me ask a different question. When you walk through the meadow, do you ever fall down?
Yes, that is within the normal range of experience.
Right. So why did you fall down?
Because I slipped in sheep piss?
Exactly, Doug. And where does sheep piss come from?
Sheep bladders.
So logically,
If a sheep bladder is put into the fault line, it will slide smoothly.
and therefore,
Oh, prevent earthquakes.
Correct.
yes, you got it. Okay, let's take a breath and look what we just did. This was the Socratic method. It's a way of learning where I don't give you answers, I ask questions, and you build the logic for yourselves. Now, it's powerful because it reveals your thinking. It shows your assumptions. It exposes the structure of your reasoning. And sometimes it leads you to these beautifully constructed, completely incorrect solutions. That's the strength of the method. It makes your thinking visible, but it also has its weaknesses. If your starting point is wrong, the whole chain collapses. If you misunderstand one step, the collusion goes sideways. It can take a long time to get anywhere. So, do we understand the Socratic method now?
Is this the same thing they use in courtrooms, like in the film The Paper Chase?
Good question, Alan. I have to admit, I've not seen the film, but yes, law schools and courtrooms do use the Socratic method. Um, I think it would be a more aggressive, more confrontational, and it's designed to test how fast you can think under pressure. What we did today is the gentle classroom version.
Why didn't you just say the answer? It would have been faster.
Okay, that's true, and we'll cover that way in the unit on direct instruction. But here's the problem. Except for Alan, who is a hive mind, most life forms can't read other people's thoughts. So if I want to understand your thinking, I have to hear your thinking. The Socratic method exposes your reasoning step by step. I can't correct your thinking process unless I know what your thinking process is. The Socratic method isn't mainly about learning facts. It's about learning how to think, how to examine your own reasoning. All right, class, that should wrap things up for today. We've done 2 lessons in the Socratic method. Before that, we covered the scientific method and Aristotle logic. Next week, we'll move on to another thinking system called deductive reasoning. It's related to Aristotle logic, but it's broader. Uh, the general process starts with rules and work down to conclusion. If you're familiar with Sherlock Holmes, it is the system used in those short stories. If you have any questions between now and next week, please email me.
Instead of email, can we just leave a comment under the YouTube video after you upload it?
I would prefer email. I don't know when I'm going to get around to uploading this after class. So if you have a question before I upload this recording, there's not going to be a comment section for you to post to. So let's just keep questions to email. That's everything for today. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ending
Stay
All right,
transcriptions.
amazing.
see ya.
Bye!